Good evening and welcome to our Newton County School System elementary parent meeting for those who are enrolled in this self-paced virtual model. Tonight's meeting will be recorded and posted on the NCSS YouTube channel for you to view later. If you have any questions during our presentation, please use the link on the screen. This link can also be found down below in our description. And we will try to answer all of these questions at the end of our presentation as time permits. We would like to introduce you to our elementary team. We have Dr. Penny Mosley, the Director of Elementary Education. We have myself, Dr. Karen Dozier, the Elementary Coordinator, Dr. Helena Foster, our ELA Specialist, Mrs. Sherelle McKnight, our Math Specialist, Mrs. Kimberly Wilbur, our RTI and Gifted Coordinator, Mrs. Maria Howell, our ESOL Coordinator, Mrs. Karen Anderson, our Social Studies Specialist, who will also be serving as our Self-Paced Program Coordinator, and Mrs. Christina Fayal, our Science Specialist, who will also be serving as our Self-Paced Program Assistant Coordinator. Again, if you have any questions, please use the link that's on the screen that can also be found below the video in the description. I'm now going to turn it over to Ms. Karen Anderson, our Program Coordinator.
Good evening, everyone. Let's talk about the elementary self-paced instructional model. The virtual instructional model combines the benefits of a traditional school with the flexibility and personalization that online learning offers. Our competency-based learning approach allows students to move faster or slower through the material, depending on their individual skills and knowledge. Students will not be taught by a Newton County School System teacher. However, faculty and staff members from within the district will monitor student attendance, track progress during the course, and support each student during his or her learning experience in the content areas of ELA, math, science, and social studies. Also, students in the self-paced model will receive instruction via a virtual learning platform. Students will participate in instruction through the NCSS Elementary Self-Paced Virtual Academy Campus course and the Edgenuity platform. PE, music, and art will be an independent study project based upon the unit of study. So what are the characteristics of a self-paced learner? Well, self-paced learners should be independent, organized, have good reading and comprehension skills, have excellent time management skills, and are very disciplined. Grading. Students' grades will come from assignments and assessments in the campus course and Edgenuity platform. Students will independently work their way through the curriculum for each 9-week period. Students will also be able to actively monitor their status in the campus course and the student dashboard on the Edgenuity platform. So, student attendance. School-based facilitators will take weekly attendance. A week will be considered Monday to the following Monday. Attendance will be based upon the amount of time assignments are completed online. Students will be required to meet the daily or weekly requirements. Student work time in Canvas and Edgenuity will be monitored by the facilitator weekly. If you have students that are in kindergarten, first grade, or second grade, the requirement is that they complete 2 to 3 hours of work daily or 10 to 15 hours per week. If students are in third grade, fourth grade, or fifth grade, the requirement is that they complete 3 to 4 hours of work daily or 15 to 20 hours per week. So, who are these fabulous facilitators that will be supporting our students in the self-paced model? As you can see, each of our 14 elementary schools has at least one facilitator. Their names and email addresses are on the screen here, but you also have access to this document in our descriptions. These are the rest of our facilitators at other elementary schools and their email addresses. So what is the role of these facilitators? How will these facilitators support our students in the self-paced model? The first thing is they will serve as the first point of contact for families. They will conduct wonderful Wednesday weekly checks for completion of assignments. Facilitators will answer questions about directions for assignments. This does not include answering questions about content or instruction. Please remember, facilitators are not to teach students in the self-paced model. Facilitators will record weekly attendance, email families regarding student progress in courses, and also maintain records of contact with families. So now, Ms. Christina Fayal will talk to us about tech support. Thank you.
Good evening, Newton County families. In regards to tech support, students may need assistance with their technology. When students need assistance with their technology in regards to maybe the laptop will not turn on or problems with the hotspot, each school has virtual learning support. You will contact your individual child's school to gain access to this support. Please remember that there is a link in the description where you can submit your questions regarding the self-paced instructional model. Next, we will have Ms. Kimberly Wilbur to discuss gifted self-paced model.
Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. If your child receives gifted services, Quest teachers at each school will contact you and will be hosting self-paced parent meetings during the week of September 8th. During this orientation, Quest teachers will provide supply lists and guidance for navigating our Quest self-paced Canvas course. Course content will include engagement in our Latin vocabulary and enrichment unit of study activities. In addition to these assigned content-based activities, extension resources for self-selected topics of interest will also be available for families. Elementary gifted program services will begin the week of September 14th. Please contact me or your child's Quest teacher if you have any questions or if you need further assistance regarding our gifted program. Oh dear. Excuse me. English language learners. English learners will be provided Lexia Learning Core 5 to continue to develop English proficiency. An ESOL teacher will monitor student progress and will be available for support for students. I'll now turn this over for some additional information from Ms. Christina Fayal. Thank you.
On this slide, we will discuss some ways that you and your student can be successful when participating in the self-paced instructional model. One suggestion is to find a quiet space to work to avoid distractions. You and your child can establish a routine that works for you and your family. Some students will start at 9 a.m. and go to 12 to 2 p.m., or you may choose to start at a time such as 11 a.m. and work until 4 p.m. Working at the same time each day will help you and your students stay on track and avoid procrastination. Remember to set goals that get you closer to meeting your weekly goals. Some students will work in one subject for an hour and then change to another subject, or they will work until a certain percent progress is met. Then move on to another subject. Try different strategies and choose the one that works best for you and your child. So you may be wondering, what does my first day of school look like? Well, on Tuesday, September 8th, students should log in to the Canvas course. We will discuss how you can log in on a later slide. Students should log in to Edgenuity through My Launchpad. We will also discuss what that will look like. Students should check announcements in Canvas courses daily. If you have difficulties logging into the system, please contact your building level facilitator. If you are having issues on the first day of school with a device or hotspot, please contact tech support. Just a reminder that you can submit any questions that you have. There's a link in the description box below. So there are some important dates that you should remember. Tomorrow, September 4th, 2020, will be a practice day for elementary students. During the times of 10 a.m. and 12 p.m., students should log on to Canvas to ensure that they can access the platform. Also, on Tuesday, September 8th, will be the first day of school. Students should log on to the K-5 self-paced Canvas course during this time. If your child has any issues logging in on the practice day, please contact myself, Ms. Christina File, at file.christina@newton.k12.ga.us. So, how will you log in? The link below is a self-enrollment link that you will be able to use to access the K-5 self-paced Canvas course. This website is newton.instructure.com/enroll/9 uppercase B, uppercase H, uppercase E, uppercase R, and the number 4. Students will have access to this single sign-on platform called My Launchpad. Students will sign in using their network login username and password at the website launchpad.classlink.com/NewtonGA. Students will use the username, their last name, first initial, middle initial, birth month, and birthday. For example, John A. Smith, with the birth date of October 25th, will use the login SmithGA1025. The password will be the student's number. As I mentioned before, students will also have access to the single sign-on platform, My Launchpad. Once they log on to the platform, you will notice the Edgenuity icon. By selecting the Edgenuity icon, students will have access to their coursework in the Edgenuity platform. So next, we will discuss some frequently asked questions. So the first question is, how much time will students be working each week? As Mrs. Anderson mentioned before, students can expect to spend around 10 to 15 hours if they are grades K and grades K 1 and 2, and students in grades 3 through 5 can expect to spend 15 to 20 hours online each week. The next question, what if students have problems logging in? If students have problems logging in, please contact your facilitator or contact your school's tech support. Can students work ahead and complete assignments for next semester or next school year? Unfortunately, the answer is no. Curriculum and instruction specialists will provide assignments that align with the topics that are taught for each quarter. The next question, is there a semester-long commitment for the elementary self-paced model? No. If a family would like to change to another model, such as virtual, please email the building level principal. The next question is, my child is gifted. Where can my child access their gifted coursework? All students will be able to access their coursework through Canvas. Will students receive textbooks? Edgenuity courses have all of the materials that students will need in their digital platform. Elementary students will have access to digital textbooks in the My Launchpad single sign-on platform. The next question, how will attendance be taken for students? Attendance will be taken and monitored by student logins during the duration of the time spent working in the course. Please note that idle time in a browser will not count. Student submission of assignments will also be used for attendance. The next question is, will self-paced students still be assessed on district and state assessments such as Iowa and GKIDS? Yes, all state mandated tests will take place in person during a scheduled time at the student-based school, except for GKIDS readiness inventory. Kindergarten students will sign up for a virtual GKIDS screening appointment during the assessment window. Next, if students struggle with content, who should be contacted? When students contact the school-based, students should contact the school-based facilitator. Please remember, facilitators are there to support, but not teach students in the self-paced model. The next question, my student receives accommodations within the classroom. Will they still receive those in the self-paced model? Yes, someone from our special education department will contact you. Students will not receive synchronous or live direct instruction from a Newton County teacher in the self-paced instructional model. The next question, how can families track student progress? Please review the Edgenuity student dashboard and Canvas course assignments with your child weekly. The next question, is there tech support available for students in the self-paced model? And the answer is yes. Each school has a dedicated tech help desk that can assist students with connectivity issues, Chromebooks, and other technology issues. At this time, please remember to submit your questions. There is a link in the description below. And at this time, we will now take live questions from this link. I will bring Mrs. Karen Anderson to address those questions.
So one of the questions that is being asked is, how will students get their homework? All students in the self-paced model will access all assignments in the Canvas course. Another question we have is, can my student use their iPad if they do not have a laptop? And the answer is most certainly, definitely yes. How do students know their login for their computer? If your students are having trouble accessing their login, then please reach out to your school-based tech support. Another question, will the self-paced students have online text? All student textbooks are available in the single sign-on platform of My Lunchpad. So yes, students will have access to their online textbooks. Another question, will my child be on call with his or her teacher on self-paced at any time? Please remember that each school has assigned facilitators for students in the self-paced model. Please feel free to email that facilitator at any time. The next question, whenever we go back to school, how will we get back on track with other students? Please remember that the assignments in the self-paced model are still aligned to our Georgia Standards of Excellence, just as it is for the students in the virtual model or those that are in person. So your students should access the same content in the assignments just may be a little different. The next question, will self-paced students have the same holidays as other NCSS students? Yes, all NCSS students will follow the same NCSS school calendar. Let's see, next question. If I finish assignments early, what will happen with my attendance? Well, please keep in mind that content is being added on a constant basis. But in the rare instance where this is an issue, please feel free to contact your facilitator. The next question, can I change from face-to-face, I'm assuming the face-to-face model, to the self-paced model? At this time, I believe the answer is no, but for further inquiries, please contact your child's principal. Let's see, getting the next question. Okay, when will we be able to log in to verify that Edgenuity is working properly for our students? We have a test day on tomorrow from the hours of 10 to 12. At that time, not only check to make sure that Edgenuity is working properly, but also that the student has self-enrolled in the self-paced Canvas course for elementary. Let's see. Okay, here's another question. I thought we were going to have a single system to use instead of multiple systems to try to figure out which is it. So it works like this. Every student in the self-paced model will start with the Canvas course. Even if there are assignments in the Edgenuity platform, they will be able to access them from the Canvas course with a link, or this is where they have the option to going to My Lunchpad dashboard to access Edgenuity and all of their ebooks or digital textbooks. So as long as they start off in the Canvas course every day, you won't have to figure much out. Let's see, next question. If our student is having a problem understanding something, the facilitator or teacher from our school won't be able to provide assistance. The only assistance that a school-based facilitator will provide is answers about directions or instructions. Remember, in the self-paced model, it is just that, self-paced, and no instruction as far as instruction for our Georgia Standards of Excellence for any assignments will be given by the facilitator. You may contact your facilitator with any questions, and they will address them as a need-by-need basis. Okay, will I see a teacher each day? In the self-paced model, remember, the only support you have is the facilitator and your families. You will not be assigned to an NCSS teacher. Let's see, waiting on the next question. Will I be able to get help each day? Please feel free to contact your facilitator, and the type of help that you need will be determined by that facilitator, and it will go from there, and your facilitator will guide you in the right direction. Will I have classmates? That's a good question. In the self-paced model, the work is meant to be independent. So you really won't have maybe any peer assignments like you would in face-to-face or in the virtual model. The key words are self-paced and independent. Let's see. Next question. When will we receive our child's login? If you do not have your child's login to the technology, the device, or any of our access any of our programs, I'm not sure which login we're speaking of, but whatever you need, please feel free to reach out to tech support for any login information. Let's see. Will tech support also help with laptops owned by my family? That is a great question, and I think the answer is yes. We really want to see everyone succeed, so please reach out to your school-based tech support. All right. Here's another question. When contacting a facilitator, what exactly is support versus teach? Well, it's very simple. If a child needs help with an assignment, and they're saying they don't understand how to, let's say, for example, work this math problem, that is instruction. And the facilitator will not be able to help with that, being this is the self-paced, independent model. Support just means more like a call center. If you have any concerns, you can't log in, you don't understand the directions for an assignment, or your computer will not work, the facilitator is just there to lead you in the right direction. Please keep in mind, this is the self-paced model. Do self-paced learners have to log in during normal school hours? It is self-paced. So families will have to decide what that looks like for them. But please keep in mind the parameters of attendance, and also to make their way through the content so that if the student does go back to in-person instruction, they are not behind or too far behind. Next question. What if a student has a doctor's appointment? Keep in mind, this is a self-paced model, and that is one of the beauties of a self-paced model. Whether it's a doctor's appointment or something going on in your family that you all have to attend to, you will set your own parameters for your work hours. Just make sure that you are persevering and not procrastinating. Reading on the next question. Will the students be able to visit the website or see sample classes during the login time tomorrow? No. The content or the instructional assignments will not go live until the first day of school. Tomorrow is simply what it says. It is a test day, and it's more of a technology test day. Once again, the question is there a teacher for the self-paced model? Again, there are only school-based facilitators that will not teach instruction. Will facilitators be available 24 hours a day? In the virtual world, yes, because you will contact them through email. Please be patient waiting on a response. If you do not receive a response in a timely manner, reach out to your facilitator again, or you may contact myself, Karen Anderson, at anderson.karen@newton.k12.ga.us, or Christina Fayal at fayal.christina@newton.k12.ga.us. But please make sure you have attempted to contact your facilitator first. And next question. Ooh, it's a long one. Okay. I logged in today and viewed the assignments that are due. When reviewing the assignment, it was in PDF. Will they need to print and upload it? How will they upload it? I am not sure which assignment you are referring to, but I will look into it and make sure that whatever the assignment is, that the students are able to complete it, unless it is an assignment that the content person asks for it to be printed. I would need more information about the actual assignment. So next question is asking, something is asking to please confirm network password on school-provided computer. What does this mean? This means please contact your school-based tech support. Let's see, next question coming in. What if the student doesn't need the full 15 to 20 hours in order to complete the daily and weekly assignments? For example, what if the student is able to complete the work in half of the allotted time? Please keep in mind that content will be added to the self-paced model continuously. So if a student finishes all of the required assignments before the attendance requirement has been completed, please check back daily and make sure. If for some instance that is not the case, reach out to your school-based facilitator and we will take it from there. Next question. If we originally picked face-to-face, will we still have that option once our phase arrives? Yes, so if you selected the face-to-face option initially and then switched to the self-paced option, what will happen is, as Ms. Fury, our superintendent, gives us direction for which grade levels are to re-enter into the schools, your child will be able to re-enter face-to-face instruction at that time. Question, can I block YouTube? I am not sure, but you know what? Reach out to your building tech support and someone will be able to give you a great answer. All right, waiting on a few more questions. Can students complete assignments at any time during the 24-hour day, or do they have to be logged in during regular school hours? Once again, that's the beauty of self-paced. You may log in and complete assignments whenever you so choose, as long as you remember to persevere and not procrastinate. Next question, is there a tutor program there? Not for the self-paced model. Next question, how will PE and music and art be handled? Where do those assignments come from? Once again, all of your assignments are in the Elementary Self-Paced Virtual Academy campus course. So you can access all of your special area assignments from the same place you will access all of your core content assignments. Let's see, are kids able to access everything through My Lunchpad? And the answer is yes. That is why it is our single sign-on platform. Let's see. If we choose to return to school, how will that change our current learning model? Well, first of all, if you choose to leave the self-paced model and you want to go to the face-to-face model, the first thing I would ask that you do is contact your child's building principal and have a conversation. And as Ms. Fury gives us direction on returning to face-to-face instruction by grade level, keeping in mind if you initially chose option 1, which was in-person instruction, then you will be able to return to in-person instruction at that time. Next question. Okay. If the parents or family aren't able to comprehend the subject, will there be someone available other than the facilitator who we already know can't teach the subject for the parents or family to consult with to be able to help the students? Because of the self-paced model, the answer to that is no, unless you get an independent, outside of NCSS family tutor. The next question. Can we change our child to another option? For instance, school-based learning. Once again, if you initially chose the face-to-face option 1 model, and then you switch to the option 3 self-paced model, when Ms. Fury once again gives us directions for different grade levels to enter back into the building, you most certainly can. But for further inquiries on other options that you may be considering, please contact your school-based principal. How will self-paced students be assigned a teacher when they return face-to-face? Once again, that is a question, for your school-based principal. Will Edgenuity have help videos and places where core questions can be answered? There are videos in the Edgenuity platform, however, it is based on the content that goes with whatever that assignment is. So that the answer to that is maybe, and it depends. Do kids have lunch breaks? Why, of course, we need our babies to eat. Remember, this is self-paced. If you want to take a lunch break at 11 o'clock or 9 a.m. in the morning, go for it. Just make sure that they're keeping up with their assignments and not procrastinating, but persevering. Next question. My student won't be home during self-enrollment time slot tomorrow between 10 to 12. Can they enroll later that afternoon? Absolutely. The Canvas course self-enroll link is forever active. We had one instance where the box was unchecked, but we checked it back, and as soon as we did that, students were able to continue to enroll. If I decide I don't want to continue the self-pace for my child, after 4 weeks, can I change to in-class? Once again, it depends on what model you initially chose before the self-paced option 3 model was announced or offered. So it would depend on that if you chose option 1. For further inquiries, please speak to your school-based principal. Next question. My children were all given schedules with a homeroom teacher. Can we contact those instructors, or is there tutoring offered for those who need help understanding? Once again, this is self-paced. Even though your students were given schedules with a homeroom teacher, they are not officially in that homeroom teacher's class while they are in the self-paced model. So once again, you have to you have to stay in contact with your facilitator, but there is no instruction or tutoring in the self-paced model by facilitators. Good question. What is the difference between self-paced and school-based virtual? The biggest difference is that with school-based virtual, your child has access to a teacher that will teach all of the content and give instruction for the Georgia Standards of Excellence. In the self-paced model, that is not the case. Your student will only have access to a facilitator for questions that do not involve instruction. We sure can. The question is, can you give the email address again or put them in the link info section? And we sure can. We will make sure that happens. I'm assuming you mean the email addresses of the facilitators, and you will have access to that. Can a child complete the weekly work in 4 days rather than 5? Remember what we said earlier in the presentation. Self-paced means that your student could work faster or slower through their coursework, as long as you're keeping in mind to make the attendance requirements. And I would say if your student works a little faster and you don't necessarily want them to go on to the next task or assignment, there's also a required reading log in the course for all self-paced students. And I would advise them to pick a good book, pick out that just right book, and log it into their reading log. The question is, will self-paced, the self-paced assignments maybe, require a lot of printing of content? It should not. The answer should be no. But if for some instance you look at an assignment and it does require that, reach out to your facilitator and we'll handle that. Next question. How do we know if our child is on track or lagging behind schedule in the self-paced model? Great question. That is why it is very important for you to keep in touch with your child's facilitator. And keep in mind, facilitators should be making weekly contact with each student that that is assigned to them. And that is a great way to stay in communication on that topic. And also, if the student has any assignments in Edgenuity, you can always check their Edgenuity dashboard in that platform, and it'll give you some insight into where your students are. Can we enroll in the elementary self-paced Canvas course today? You sure can. In fact, please do. It's best for you to go ahead and enroll in the course tonight before the test tomorrow. That way, if you already know you're having an issue not getting in, we can work on it even quicker. All right, next question. I'm using the Chromebook my school provided. Canvas is repeatedly telling me my browser is not supported. What can be done about that? I'm going to have to hand that over to our tech support people because I don't know. Let's see. Will it negatively impact attendance if they complete assignments early? Like I said, if they complete assignments early, then that just means that they finished that assignment early. Assignments will continually be added to the self-paced Canvas course. And once again, if they finish and you don't necessarily want them to move on to the next assignment, let's make use of that mandatory reading log. How will students do PE at home, given exercises and physical activities to do at home, such as running, sit-ups, and push-ups? Well, guess what? Our PE content is not just that. So it depends on the different assignments that are in the PE course, in the Canvas course, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the variations of assignments. Waiting on another question. If we selected in-person originally, will we be able to go in person when the schools open? Had to select face-to-face originally to attend when schools open. Oh, I'm sorry. If you had to select, or you chose to select, I should say, face-to-face originally to when schools open, then you will be able to enter back in school when the schools open again. Keep in mind about the options. If you originally chose option 1 and then you switch to self-paced, then yes, you will be able to go in when that grade level has given the green light by Ms. Fury to go back. All right, and I think this is the last question we're going to take. But remember, you have the link so you can keep asking the questions even after this session has ended. Is there a place where we can find all this information in print so we can refer back to it in the future? It's hard to remember all this. Yes, it is. It is a lot to remember. There is a link in the descriptions beneath the video that has all this information for you. You also will have the link to continue to submit questions. And for the questions that might not have gotten answered tonight, even though we did answer quite a few, we will see that those are answered also in some form or fashion, and you will be notified of such. At this time, I really would like to thank you all for attending our Elementary Self-Paced Virtual Academy Open House. And I hope that you all remember from 10 to 12 tomorrow is our test period, our technology test period, and that all assignments will go live on Canvas the first day of school. If you have any questions or if you have any concerns, please, you can also put those in that document for questions. And we would like to say thank you again. Please, please, please remember that we are all in this together, and we adapt day by day just like everyone else. Please have patience, grace, and mercy with us as we do the best job we can to support and educate all of our NCSS students and families. Thank you and have a wonderful night.